And so the leadership went out and marched down the main street carrying signs, "We are Charlie," showing their unity with not the. Now here's the interesting thing: the magazine was insulting everybody, and so the leadership wasn't actually saying, "We agree with the insulting of everybody." What they were in agreement with was the right for the French press to insult everybody, right? You know, we don't really like the insults, we're not really behind the insults, but according to France, it's right for individuals to have that kind of freedom to say those kinds of things, and the audience to buy it if they want, right? You know, that's how it works in France. So they were saying they were united with that freedom in France. Well, what Todd writes about was pointing out that most people in France hate Charlie Hebdo and don't think they should be allowed to do that kind of stuff. So the individuals marching down the street, all united, who were Charlie, actually not representative of the French people at large. It's instead just this unique group of individuals that today we would probably call woke, right? You know, so they're woke, and he's pointing out as an anthropologist that most French people would not support that stuff at all. But Todd writes other books, some of which fortunately didn't come true. For example, one of his books is After the Empire, Breakdown of the American Order. Notice this was 2001, so at least it's more than 20 years wrong, as far as I could tell. So that's so he's interesting, but not necessarily someone that you have to accept as right. So, wrapping up here, by the way, I really appreciate your term papers. I really appreciate your comments and your test questions. I learn a lot from the term papers that you send me. Obviously, there's no way one individual can read everything that's out there. And when you send me term papers, those are almost like your summary of your research, right? And so it's a shortcut for me to learn stuff that you are finding out and sharing with me. So I appreciate being able to be in this position, not simply because of all the things I'm learning from you guys, but because it's been a real honor to work with you and introduce philosophy to you. It's not me, it's the subject, but nonetheless, I feel really privileged to be able to talk with you and present this kind of stuff to you. Thank you for joining me in the class and so on. Please do come next class. It's not a next class, it's the final session. Remember, I'm not actually giving out a final. Everything is on the web for you to already do. And if you have any questions, and we could talk about the test, we could talk about term papers and so on. For that final session, I don't really have any particular plan. It'll be a free-for-all, whatever anybody wants to talk about. I'll be here for the 2 hours or so. We meet at 10 o'clock this Friday, so earlier than usual. If you come later, that's okay. I'm not going to leave if no one's here. I'll bring a book or something. But I'll be here for the whole session till 12:45 on Friday. As far as I know, knock on wood. I realize my heart has to keep working and so on. So that's good. What else? So thank you. By the way, my wife also likes the money. I think I would probably be tempted to do this even without that, but she being the woman that has kept me on the clean and narrow, straight and narrow, whatever, for 52 years now. Wow, that's a good thing, that she knows you actually need money because the bills come in and she has to pay them and that stuff. She does all that. So thank you from her as well. And thank you for my kids. My kids all appreciate that too. And the dogs. The dog. Thank you for the dog. And the house plants. My house plants, thank you. The mosquitoes were mean yesterday, by the way, so be careful out there. I don't know if you walk by the pond, Mosquito Lake. It's called that for a reason. And there wasn't too much problem this morning, but I bet by now the mosquitoes have woken up for the day.
I was on a 10-mile walk yesterday around like 3 or 4. I was just trying to get it done like right before the dining hall opened up. And I was trying to get lost. So I was just taking all these different paths and I ended up walking by the lake. I thought I was going to knock myself out because I was having to smack myself so much. It was terrible. It was terrible.
And you know, this is a safer place in Alaska because of the urban environment. When you get out, like, you know, up on the North Slope, there's so many mosquitoes, it's like you're swimming in them and they're eating you.
Noted.
Is the third exam due today?
Well, Saturday, I suppose.
Third exam? And
Well, or last Saturday, but as long as you send it in, yes.
okay, as long as I send it in, I'll still get credit for it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Don't forget the term paper too.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.